Hello dear students, this is the next module of chapter number 2 of geography, and in this video lesson I am going to discuss with you about the natural vegetation and wildlife. Natural vegetation and wildlife, they exist only in the narrow zone of contact between the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere, and that we call biosphere, which you already studied in the 7th class. In the biosphere, living beings are interrelated and interdependent on each other for their survival. So this life supporting system, that is known as the ecosystem. Vegetation and wildlife, these are the valuable resources. Plants, they provide us with timber, give shelter to animals, produce oxygen we breathe, protect soils, so essential for growing crops, and they also act as shelter beds, help in storage of underground water. They give us fruits, nuts, latex, oil, gum, and many more things. Likewise, wildlife includes animals, birds, insects, which provide us milk, meat, hides, and wool. Insects like bees, they provide us honey, which help in pollination of flowers and have an important role to play and decomposer in the ecosystem. The birds feed on insects. They act as decomposer as well. Next, natural vegetation. Natural vegetation, that is divided into three categories, and these are forest, grasslands and shrubs. Forest, grassland and shrubs, they are further divided. So forest, they grow in the region where the heavy rainfall that is experienced, and grassland in the areas of moderate regions, while the shrubs, they grow in the region of scanty rainfall. This is the difference between the evergreen and the deciduous forest, that also is studied in the 7th class. So evergreen forest, they are so dense that sunlight doesn't reach the ground, while deciduous forest, they are not so dense. Evergreen forests, they shed their leaves at a different times of the year, while deciduous forest, they shed their leaves at a particular season. Changes of climate and human interference can cause the loss of natural habitats for the plants and animals. Many species, they have become vulnerable or endangered, and some, they are on the verge of extinction. Deforestation, soil erosion, constructional activities, forest fire, landslide, tsunamis, and some of the human made and natural factors which together accelerate the extinction of these species, the plants and animals both. So there is a balance in the environment if the relative number of species, they are not disturbed. Due to discriminate killings, several birds and animals, they have either become extinct or they are on the verge of extinction. That's why we need to conserve natural vegetation and wildlife. Natural vegetation and wildlife can be conserved by setting up national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, so which are the areas where animals are protected from any disturbance, and biosphere reserves. So these are made to protect our natural vegetation and wildlife. Conservation of creeks, lakes and wetlands, that is necessary to save the precious resource from depletion. Next is the awareness programs like Van Mahotsav and social forestry, they should be encouraged at the regional and community level. School children, they should be encouraged to bird watch and visit nature camps so that they appreciate the habitat of varied species. Many countries, they have passed laws against the trade as well as killing of birds and animals. In India also, killing lions, tigers, deers and peacocks, that is illegal. An international convention, which is the CITES, and that stands for Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. So that is established, that list several species of animals and birds in which trade is prohibited. So conservation of plants and animals, that is an ethical duty of every citizen. So dear students, this was all about this module and chapter. I hope you will find the chapter beneficial. Thank you. Have a nice day.